Late this afternoon, a glimpse of the 17-year-old suspect, TJ Lane.
Ban the AR-15, or basically the whole category of semi-automatic rifles.
Ignore the overgrown eyebrows, the bloodshot speck. That's not a hair in his eye, that's the rope line.
Studies show the more media attention a shooter gets, the more likely it will be that the events will inspire a future mass shooter. A 2015 study found after a mass shooting, there is an increased chance of another one occurring in the next 13 days. Another study in 2017 found that it may increase the lethality and the frequency of mass shootings, not in the first 2 weeks, but in the future after the shooting.
My name is Isabel Marinchak, and I'm just like a news editor or like writer. Yeah, and you can tell like what's real or what's not. Being a newspaper changes it doesn't like change it, but it influences my like awareness of the news, because like before I was in a newspaper, I didn't really like know as much about news and like how it's written and who writes the news, and now like that I am a newspaper, I know like more about like stuff behind the scenes, and actually like before I was in a newspaper, I didn't really read the news at all, but now I read it like all the time, and I'm more aware of like what's going on in the world.
In the mid-90s, they stopped reporting on celebrity suicides, and soon after, there was a clear decline in suicides by 1997. For example, 2 weeks after the Parkland shooting, there were 638 copycat threats targeting schools nationwide.
My name is Brandon Lichtinger. This is my second year being teacher for the Writing for Publications class here at Chardon High School, which is newspaper. There are so many conflicting news stories for everything all of the time, and fake news has been sort of an issue that's been floating around. Because of certain deregulatory measures, they're able to just kind of be a little bit more biased. And so, yeah, I think it's inevitable. I mean, what's going to give you higher ratings? A boxing match or a story about a bunch of people getting along and singing Kumbaya? Obviously, people are going to want to watch the fight. And so I do think that, does the media sometimes appeal to our lesser natures? 100%. And I do think that regardless of what side of the political spectrum you're on, if you live in a screen, you will be affected.
If a car were to drive off the side of a bridge, and the bridge were to collapse, what do you think the news would focus on? The collapse of the bridge and why it happened? Or the motives of the person who drove off the side of the bridge, what their experience and how they felt? What is more important? Here's where Mr. L's interview should have continued if I didn't make the 9-minute video, accidentally cropping it to 35 seconds, and only being able to retrieve a few clips from that. Sorry, Mr. L. Thank you. Like this video, information is thrown at you left and right, from news stations, online, on your phone, on the TV. How many of you feel positive after watching the news? According to my survey, not a single one of you. We need to change that. We need to change many things. We need to change the way that it causes more shootings. We need to change the way that it causes more tragedies. We need to change the way that it causes a political divide in our country. How do we do this? We need to deny the fame that these people want when they commit these acts, not focusing on their name and their backstory and even what gun they used. We need to focus on the victims and how we can help them, not even naming the shooter. Because each of these bullets can kill you. None of them is going to kill you deader. Each of them, when fired from either a pistol or a rifle or anything, will kill you. And there's no way to get rid of that. As the works cited scrolls across the screen, I want you guys to realize that there's many factors in the political divide in America, in school shootings, and why people do them. But one factor that remains constant through all of them is the news. That is why I did my project on the news. For this interview, I would just like to thank Mr. L and Isabel for agreeing to be interviewed, and everyone else who helped along the way, taking the survey or my original interview. Disclaimer, these bullets don't have a gun to go to, and these guns are actually BB guns.